I'm doing fine. Glad to be on the phone with a legendary. Keep up the good work. I'm glad y'all doing this topic because I was actually kind of confused about it because all this time I thought Illuminati was just a society, a small society of people who just had money. So I really appreciate that y'all sharing light on this topic. But Jazz, I have a question. Jazz, I have a question for you. I wanted to know, do you think the sororities and all the fraternities and the Masons, where do they play a role in this?
Most unknowingly. A friend of mine named Bobby Hemmett, he informed me of about and I know people are gonna hate me, but hey, about Morehouse College, for instance, and a lot of the what they call historical black universities. They have, the black fraternities and sororities, but they also have secret or covert fraternities and sororities. And a lot of them are recruiting grounds for what they call the gay boule. I don't want to get into that too deep, but you can do your research on that. There's information available now, on the internet or by any other means, by most other means. But for the most part, the symbology between the fraternities and sororities and the Freemasons, it all goes back to ancient esoteric teachings, in which, to be as general as I can, all of this stuff belongs to us. It's really all ours, and that's one of the biggest misconceptions about things, is that we keep associating things as being good or being evil, when the one thing that we don't really address is the what we call good or evil within ourselves, and that is the direction of energy and power. Energy is just energy. Power is just power. It's who wields it and how you wield it is what counts. And whether you're in church, whether you're in the synagogue, whether you're out in the street, and whatever your practices are, and a lot of people see, like we were talking about a little earlier, the symbology used by Kanye West, some of the symbology used, that Jay-Z uses, and a lot of other rap artists use, and musicians in general using today. Do you think they... go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Do you think they understand it? I mean, do you think they just doing it just for show? Some do it as a fad, but I guarantee you the higher-ups, they have received certain information and documentation about the symbology and the meanings behind it. The problem is that they're getting it from ones who stole it, who stole the context and kind of rearranged the context. And it segues perfectly into what I was talking about as far as who wields the sword. You see what I'm saying? So it's like now you have these people that people are calling the Illuminati and so on and so forth, who basically have the agenda of telling you that they are the forefront and at the peak of all information. So once they approve it, then it's okay. So they're basically, it's like me forgetting, like I left the pen on a dresser and it's my pen, but I forget that it was my pen, and you pick it up and you take it away from me, and then I see that pen and, I'm doing everything to get that pen back, and you telling me about the pen and all that stuff, but it was really my pen from the beginning. Yeah. So it's kind of the same thing of what they're doing. It's like, and like what Kanye's doing, like I was saying earlier, he's not telling you if he knows or not who and what, I should say, Satan really is. And it's not a person. There's no such thing as Satan. And I hate to hurt people's feelings, but there is no, for the God that you read about in the Bible, who does all these things, and then he has all power and dominance and everything over all, does not exist. does not exist. And I'm not saying that there's no creative force, because I don't want to hurt people's feelings too much. I'm not saying that there's no creative force. I'm saying that compositely is you. It is you and me and all of us, which really comprises as I or you.
Yeah.
So, is it not written in your law, I say ye are gods? John chapter 10, verse 34 for you Christians.
Well, thank you. And PHOENYX, keep up the good work. Jazz, I'm glad you went to Georgia, putting it down. And
I got to do what I got to do. All right, thank you. Hope I answered your question.
Thank you, caller. I appreciate you. Jazz, you don't mean to hurt people feeling too much, just a little bit.
Hey, I don't want to hurt them at all, but, the truth is the truth, and that is what it is. It's time. It's time. I held back from saying a lot of stuff a long time ago. Yeah. So, yeah. So what we talking about? What we getting into now?
No, we about to get it on and popping again. We got a call on the line with a question, so let me pull them in. 757 area code, last 4 digits 1731.
First.
Caller, you there?
Yeah, I'm here. What's up, PHOENYX? It's First.
Hey, First, what's good?
What's the deal?
What's good? Up here with JAZO.
Peace to the God.
That Illuminati show going. Definitely want to hear your feedback on it. I think that's everybody's response when we get on that topic.
Well, I'm like, my take is I'm going even further than a J. Like, you figure, like with the Mason, like a lot of our grandfathers, probably great uncles was Masons, and and stuff like that. Even with the Greek thing, you know what I'm saying? Like with all the Kappas and the Sigmas. To me, that's also a secret society.
Yeah. So, if you were listening earlier, I was saying all of that is our stuff, and all of it traces back to all of our original symbology, and so on and so forth, and with the original principles by whatever name you want to call them.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I'm just leaving my bad, Jazz. I'm just getting off a video shoot, so I was a little crazy today.
All right, no problem, Hollywood.
I heard you. First of all, Hollywood. You're on Hollywood level.
I'm waiting. Let me tell you, Freeze, I'm waiting for you and Jazz to finish this movie. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo.
So dope.
That's what I'm waiting for, so I can. Jazz. I managed the actress Juice Adora, so she Hollywood. She the movie chick. All right, I'll leave that up to her.
I was just making a joke, man. When I say it, trust me, it's congratulatory. It's nothing else but that. Even in joking, it's always congratulatory.
Yes. First is my dude.
So
now, Jazz, I'm about to put you in the hot seat. As I researched hip-hop and secret societies, your name popped up like 200 times as exposing Jay-Z. You're on a bunch of sites, Illuminati Watch and a bunch of other people's sites, in regards to like kudos for exposing Jay-Z as being in a secret society, let's say.
Yeah.
What do you have to say about that and how they're portrayed? I guess what you said basically in that particular interview.
Well, first off, I didn't expose much of anything. And to clear up with anybody who's confused in any way, what I said was initially, it was assumed that I was saying that, he was a homosexual. And, as a black man, I would never put that on another black man, you know what I'm saying, unless they put it out there. And then that way I'm not really putting it on them. Secondly, there's only two ways I could know, which breaks down to one way. Like,
Wow, I saw something, and I had to be there to see it. And what was I doing there?
Yeah.
If I saw some shit like that, so so that kills all of that. I didn't say that about him. What I said was that the people that he is in bed with, and I mean that figuratively only, that the people that he's in bed with are a part of secret societies, if not he himself, and some of their rituals do involve homosexual activity. That's the bottom line. And I didn't say nothing. And then technically, I didn't even say that. I just did a hand sign. I made a circle with my index finger and my thumb, and I used my other index finger and put it in the hole. And that's all I did. And from that, people were saying that I was saying that Jay-Z is a homo, and I didn't say that.
Oh yeah, they went left wing with that. They took that and ran.
Of course. But there's nothing really to expose, because a lot of the symbols that he uses are secret society and Masonic, symbols. You know what I'm saying? And then on top of that, all of these Masonic, I'm not putting it on all Masonic societies, because they're different factions of Freemasons. It's just the truth. They're different factions, and they all do not participate in these certain rites or rituals. But the higher ups, and I will say that the European Freemasons do. Like it or not, say what you want. And then it's not like I'm not even cursing homosexuals. You do what you do. That's your business. You know what I'm saying? But I'm making that point. I'm just making that point. It was a point I was making, and people asked about that within that aspect, and I told them. Another thing I wanted to say is that, and it may come in his defense. If it turns out that way, then it's that way. But to use that symbology and to be using things that or symbology that the Illuminati use per se doesn't make you a part of that faction, or it doesn't make, for the most part, doesn't make you evil. And that's the biggest thing that we're talking about here, is the association of what is evil, and like the devil thing and Lucifer, all of those things are evil, but it's not. And when somebody like me says something like that, it seems like I'm trying to I'm trying to coax people into being evil. You can't coax people into being evil, first of all. But the thing is that these things are principles. They're principles, and that's it. They're principles of energy, energy influenced in a certain way to produce things. Mm-hmm. And what people don't understand is that the power behind it is attention. Attention is worship, because when you're thinking, you're using thought and you're focusing on something. And when they're telling you what it is and you believe it, that means that once you believe it, you make it what it is, because you yourself are the creator. So when you have billions of people worshiping something called God, it makes it real, because they live their lives as if it exists. It's just like if I told you, if I was a cop and I said, I'm coming to your house and you going to prison next week, and I'm bringing all the boys and we got things on your phone, we watching you from the sky and everything else, and I could have nothing. I don't even have to be a cop. But if you believe it, you're going to live your life up to that point as if you're going to jail next week. You get it?